Hey folks, and today we're going to be playing Black Orchestra. Now this is a game designed by duBarry. It was published by Game Salute. It plays 1 to 5 players, and today obviously we're going to be playing the 1 player, which actually plays the exact same as playing the 2-player version. I'm not going to go fully into the rules because I do have a video of this game coming at a later date. So for right now, I'm just going to give you a high-level overview and then begin playing. So we're going to be using Klaus von Stauffenberg as our blue player. And we're going to be using Hans Gisevius as our green player. We have decided to set the game to a standard difficulty, which starts Hitler's military support out at 3. On a player's turn, they're just gonna follow this order right here. And first we'll check for any penalties, then we'll take up to 3 actions. We can conspire, we can move a space, we can draw a card, we can play a card, including enacting a plot to try and kill Hitler. We can share a card or tile as long as we're in the same space. We can search a location. We can procure resources, which is to take an item. We can deliver an item in order to lower our suspicion. We can use our special ability provided that we have been properly motivated, or we could try to release one of our fellow conspirators from jail. To get the ball rolling, we're going to start here with Stauffenberg. Now, one note, I am using this black pawn to note which character's turn it currently is, because I have sometimes a hard time keeping track of that when playing multiple characters. So Stauffenberg will be our first player. And I think I'm going to start by taking the Conspire action. Now the Conspire action allows you to roll up to 3 dice at the cost of 1 per. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now there's a chance we could get some of our actions back. There is also a chance that we could raise our suspicion. This is a pretty good roll, actually. Now, the Conspire action is the only action you can only do once per turn. Anything that we roll that has this little bullseye, we're going to place over here on the descent track, trying to hopefully fill that. Any numbers that we have will actually give us more actions. So, Stauffenberg still has 3 actions. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card. And you draw a card, you bring it face up in front of you. This is an intelligence briefing that allows me to look at the top 2 cards of the stage's event deck and either remove one or order them back. So we'll do that. So that's 1 action. The second action I believe we are going to do is I'm going to move here to this location, and anything in here is all considered connected. Any other movements are along these lines, but I can only go in whatever stage we're in and below. So right now we can only get to the ones labeled 1. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to search the location, which is just flipping it over, and it's Intel. So that completes Stauffenberg's turn, and now we're going to draw the event card for this turn. So we draw a stage 1 card. And it is a Gestapo investigation. All conspirator suspicion goes up by 1. Not a great start for our cause. And then that event card will go here. All right, so that will finish his turn, and we will move over to Hans. I think Hans is going to also attempt a conspire action, but I'm only going to use 2 of my actions. So we're going to roll, and that was not good. So this symbol right here is anybody who is with us and ourselves raise suspicion by 1. So Gisevius is going to go up to extreme suspicion right away. Not great, but luckily it's still stage 1. So that is resolved. But he does hit 3 actions, and he still has 1 left over, so we have 4 actions. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. Say Hidden Camera. You have to be in Auschwitz or Treblinka, which I believe aren't even available to us just yet, so that's not really helpful. That's 1, and then I'm going to draw another card. Wow, a lot of restricted items. Forged Documents allows me to move Hitler or to move any other conspirator 3 spaces. I still have 2 actions. I think I'm going to go here, and I'm going to pick up this intel. So that would be my 2 actions. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and draw and resolve an event card. Parade in Berlin. Now this is the thing about these cards. These event cards often move characters around the board. Move Hitler, Goebbels, and Hess to Zeghaus. So Hitler, Goebbels, and Hess all move to Zeghaus, which is actually up here. So now they will all be in this location. All Wehrmacht in Berlin lower their suspicion. So each character has a class. Stauffenberg here is of that class, which means he lowers his suspicion by 1. I wish that he had been it, but was not. And while this current event, while this is the event, we would ignore 2 of the little eagle symbols on plot attempts, but that's not really going to be applicable to us right now, because we're not going to be making any plot attempts. So we will move to Stauffenberg. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to try to conspire, because I really want to try to get a motivation, because that gets their hand limit up over 2. Oh, so bad. This is a very bad start to us. So for each one of these we roll, they're going to go up by 1. Josevius is already as high as he can go, and they are in the same location. But so he'll go up 1, and he'll go up another. So we are currently both at extreme suspicion. This is not good for us. I still have 1 action left. Hey, not good at all. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card and hope for the best. Dumpster dive. Take any card from the discard pile and add it to your hand. Not really useful right now. We don't have a discard. Well, that's going to be Stauffenberg, and we will now draw. Leadership dispute. So Bormann is going to move to Hanover. Göring is going to move to Tannenberg. And Himmler, who is up here, is going to move to Nuremberg. And that will complete that. Now we will go back to Josevius. It's already not great for us, so we'll see what happens here. To start, I'm going to roll 1 die on the Conspire action. Well, I think I can live with that. So we don't get anything on the Descent, but we do still have our 2 leftover actions and 3 new, so we have 5 actions available. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that'll complete that turn. Other than this. Party rally. Hitler and all deputies to Nuremberg. So we pick up everyone. They all go and have a little party in Nuremberg. There's a bad joke there, and I don't want to make it. All right, so we'll move back to Stauffenberg. He can get his suspicion down. So I think I'm going to move to the ministry. I'm going to take 1 item from him. So now they both have intel, and here you can get -2 suspicion for turning in intel. So that's going to be 2 actions, and then my last action is going to be to move there, and that will complete that turn. Berlin's speech. Set military support to its starting value, which it already is. Hitler and Goebbels, so these 2 will move to Sportpalast. Good thing we got out of there. Lower the suspicion of any conspirator in Berlin by 1. That's a good thing, because this is all Berlin and we are both here, so both of our suspicions will go down. Maybe things are looking up for us. So now we will move to Hans. And first thing Han's going to do is move over here to the Gestapo HQ. Going to turn in this intel on action 2, which it will be discarded from the game. And that will lower my suspicion by 2. And he still has 1 action left. I'm going to use it to hopefully get a bullseye on here. And we did! So that will go on the descent track, which immediately clears. And now we can either choose a conspirator to gain a motivation, or we can decrease the military support. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to raise Stauffenberg's motivation by 1, which will move him to skeptical. At skeptical, his hand limit is now normal, and in a 1 or 2 player game, that means he can hold up to 6 cards in his hand. So now we will draw the stage. And we have a visit from Goebbels. Move Goebbels to the space of the nearest conspirator. If that conspirator is alone, he may raise his suspicion to high to increase his motivation by 2. Well, we won't be able to do that because we're not alone, but Goebbels will move to our thing. So that was not great. Would have been nice to have raised our motivation, but that's fine. Okay, so now we will move over to Stauffenberg, and this is what I meant about check for Hitler and deputy penalties. At the start of Stauffenberg's turn, this only happens at the start of a turn, we are starting with Goebbels here, and so our ability is canceled. Now, it doesn't matter because we aren't motivated enough for it, but if we were, we wouldn't have that ability. What do I want to do? Well, obviously the first thing I want to do is Stauffenberg's going to turn in the intel as well to lower his suspicion. So now we're both at low suspicion, so less worrying about that. That was action 1. Action 2 is I'm going to draw a card. More of this. War crimes evidence. Now we can play this card as an action. We don't really need to worry about this. I would like to hold this for later, but we also could raise motivation, right? You know what? I'm going to play it right now as an action. It's war crimes evidence. All conspirators in your space gain 1 of motivation. And since we're both in the same space, it seems like a good time to play it. So action 2 is to play this, action 3 rather, is to play this card and raise us both up. And then that will get discarded. And the nice thing is I still have this dumpster dive here. So if I want that card back, I'll be able to dive for it. So that's 3 actions for Stauffenberg, and we will move forward. Assassin caught. The conspirators nearest to Hitler raised their suspicion to high. Ooh, so both of us are going to go to high. And Hitler will move to the Chancellery, which is a fortified location for him. All right, so we will move on. We're back up at high suspicion. I feel like we haven't accomplished a lot. But we do have normal hand limits, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a card with Hans here. More restricted. When any conspirator takes a conspire action, any roll of... Ooh, that's nice. If a roll during conspire, ignore any and roll. Okay, so this is an ongoing effect, and that was my action 1. I think I'm going to try it. So my action 2 is I'm going to roll because it's an ongoing effect that we've got currently. And it was nice. So this will go here. And because of the ongoing effect, the suspicion of Gisevius will go down by 1. And we still have 1 action. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and move to the train station and complete my turn. I'm going to draw. The key event, this says if the key event is in play, ignore and discard this card and redraw. The key event has not been played yet, so this will happen. Hitler's military support will go up by 1, and Göring will move to the Chancellery. And now we will move to Klaus. Alright, so Klaus, I think we should try to move out of Berlin maybe. So I'm going to go 1 action to go here. 2 actions to Hanover, and I'm going to search this, and it is explosives. All right, and we will draw. Munich Agreement. Okay, so this is going to be the key event. First, we're going to increase Hitler's military support by 1, and we're going to remove the next 2 stage 1 cards from the game. So these 2 cards will be removed completely. We'll put them over here, and then this will go here. Now, the thing about key event cards is at the bottom it says before the next event, move this to the key event slot. So when we draw that next one, we'll actually move it to here. Now it's not going to matter so much because we only have one left, but it would have stopped that other card from happening. And now we will move forward back to Gisevius. I'm going to move, yeah, I'm going to move 1, 2, and 3. Probably not the best move, but you know what, I'm gonna stick with it. Okay, so we will draw the last card. And it is increase all conspirators' motivation by 1. That's good. So now Stauffenberg is committed, and once a player is committed, they are allowed to use plot cards. And Hitler and all deputies move to their starting spaces. Interesting. So, and the cool thing about this is the spaces all have these little symbols that match, so it's real easy to get them set up or move them in this case. I say as I kind of fumble. Where is this? This one here and this one here. All right, so now we continue on. Now, we will remain in stage 1 during this period. We don't move into stage 2 until we draw the next card, and I should have actually done this, I'm sorry. So we still will remain in stage 1. So we'll move back over to Stauffenberg, and we will continue on. All right, so Stauffenberg, if any deputy is present, -2 suspicion for any item, so that's kind of nice. Since I'm starting the turn with Hess, I have to discard a card. I'm going to get rid of this intelligence briefing. So that's the penalty. And then I'm going to move here for action 1 to Adelhorst, and I'm going to flip this over. It's explosives, and then I'm going to roll this. And all we got was an extra action out of it. So not great. I think we'll draw a card. And it's a plot card. So plot cards are kind of cool in that they'll have some required elements, and then they'll have optionals that'll determine how many dice you get. The required will always get you 1, and then the optionals will get you more. So that's kind of cool. Now this is a reckless plot, so you have to be at zealous motivation. So we'll set that aside and deal with it later. So now we go to draw a card, and there is no card, so we will move into stage 2. So these cards will come out of play, and we will draw our first stage 2 card, which will open up Vienna and Berghof to us. This is another of key event play, but it's not increased military support. We've got to start trying to get that down. Move Hitler to Vienna and reveal the item tile there. So Hitler will move here, and we will reveal. And it's more explosives. So many explosives. Alright, so now we will move over to Hans Gisevius. Not feeling good about what we're doing here. I feel like we could be doing better. Restricted and plot cards do not count towards you raising your suspicion during Gestapo raids. Actually, I just realized that he can take up to 4 actions, so we need to remember that. Nothing I can do about it now, but we'll remember it for the future. So I think we do need to deal with that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just try this. We still have the papers going on, so why not? I'm going to do all 3. And it's not bad. That goes there. We lower our suspicion by 1. We didn't do anything terrible, and we still get 3 actions. So I'm going to pick up the explosives, and that is -2. You know, I'm going to pass because the Gestapo raids are now a possibility. I'm going to use action 2 to pass the explosives over, and then I'm going to move here to Tannenberg. Key event still not in play. Set Hitler's military support to its starting value. That's good for us. Move Hitler and all deputies to Nuremberg. Having a party rally, apparently. While this is the current event, any conspirator that passes through Nuremberg sets their suspicion to low. Okay. That's a good thing. So I think what I'm going to do is Stauffenberg is going to move to 1, and then 2. That sets his suspicion to low. And then for action 3, I'm going to try to conspire, which didn't work. I just got an extra action, which is okay. I'm going to draw a card. Airplane access. Move to any legal space on the board. That's pretty cool. All right, so this plot, I'm actually thinking about this plot. Conspirator playing plot is in the same space as Hitler. Must be zealous. Wehrmacht and weapons. So we'd be able to get 3 dice if we tried playing this, and we do ignore 1 badge, and we're already at low. I mean, currently it would mean we need 3 of those. I wish we had some cards for re-rolling with this, because it would really... I would take this. I would make an attempt at this, but in the meantime, that's not going to happen. So that was. I still have 1 action actually left because he has 4. So I'm going to reveal the tile here in Munich, which is a map. I really need some weapons. That's what I need. Oh, it's -1 if I have a badge. Well, that's still pretty good. All right, so that's going to end his turn. And the key event, wow, it's so weird. I did shuffle these. I shuffled everything. I've even played this several times. Increase Hitler's military support by 1, and then that's it. Okay, I'm gonna start explaining things just a little less, just for time reasons, because this game can go longer with the fully explaining everything. All right, so I'm going to flip this over for action 1. Action 2 is I'm going to try to motivate, which I get. I still have an action. This happens. I'm going to make him zealous. And my last action will be to pick up this map. Alright, and do this. This will be the key event, military support by 2. Not good. Invasion of Poland. And we'll move over to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg has 4 actions. I'm going to pick up this map. And then I'm going to go action 1, action 2, 3, and 4. That'll be good, actually. All right, we'll draw a card. If key event is in play, so this is what I meant, right before this moves over. Key event, discard this card and redraw, so we'll discard it and redraw. Visit from Bormann. Move Bormann to the space of the nearest conspirator. So that's going to be this one, and be 1, 2, and 1, 2. So I guess he'll just move here. Not really sure how that works in terms of which one he would move to, just because they're both at low. If the conspirator is alone, he may discard an item tile or line. It really won't matter. Okay, so the only reason it's going to matter is he won't be able to conspire. So that will go there. Go here, so he won't be able to conspire this turn. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. And I'm going to draw another card. Take an item tile, revealed or unrevealed, from any space on the board. I'm going to take another card. Move to any legal space. So that's going to be his hand. He now has a hand limit of 6. Alright, so we're going to draw a card for him. Assassin caught. The conspirator nearest to Hitler has raised their suspicion to high. Well, they're both there, so both of their suspicions are going to go to high. And Hitler will move to the Chancellery. We don't need the explosives, so I could go 1, 2, 3 and turn those in. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 and turn these explosives in, which will blow by 2. And that'll be his turn. Strategy session. Move Bormann and Goebbels to Munich and reveal the tile there. So Goebbels and Bormann to Munich. And there's no item tile. Means that Gestapo raid's coming. Okay, so what are we? For poison, we don't have any. We could move here, which we're going to do 1, 2, and I'm gonna try to, do I wanna do this? Might as well. Worked. And that rate lowers suspicion, but we don't, we're at max. Okay, so we'll draw the last one. At least we won't get arrested now. Visit from Hess. Move Hess to the space of the nearest conspirators if conspirator is lone, which we're not. So last 2 cards means a Gestapo raid. There's some symbols up on this board that tell you how many Gestapo raids are in the deck. So back over to Stauffenberg. Take any card from the discard pile. I'm gonna wait. All right, so I'm gonna take a card for action 1. That's gonna be okay to hold on to. That's action 1. Action 2, take another one. That's pretty good. This card allows us to delay Hitler if he's gonna move, so that'll be good. That's action 2, and action 3 is, we're gonna try this. Ooh, perfect. We would be going down by 1, but that's fine. So these will come off, and I will decrease military support by 1. So that'll finish his turn. Strategy session. Move Himmler, Göring, and Hess. Himmler, Göring, and Hess all move to Alderhorst. That's not good. They're all going to stay in the same spot. All right, so first, Himmler will cause 1 on the suspicion. Göring will make us discard an item, and Hess will make us discard a card. We'll get rid of the forged documents. And now we have our 3 actions. So I'm going to, I gotta move. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3 weapons so we can get those to Stauffenberg. Oh wait, you know what? I'm gonna leave the weapons. That's action 2. I'm gonna do action 3 with this to move any conspirator up to 3, and I'm gonna move him to Nuremberg. And then we'll discard that. All right, so this is gonna be a Gestapo raid, and it is. So in a Gestapo raid, we just perform these in order. First, anybody with extreme suspicion is arrested. Luckily, no one's arrested. And then conspirators who are not arrested may discard any number of cards, and then you're gonna raise your suspicion for each restricted card. Now the good thing about Hans is since he's positive, that doesn't happen to him, so he won't go up. However, Klaus here does have 2. If he, you know what, we're going to do it. So he'll go up by 2, and then any dice that are on a descent track would be removed. So that's going to finish off that. So we'll be moving into stage 3 in a minute. So now we're going to come over to Stauffenberg. First thing I'm going to do is pick up these weapons. That now means I have weapons and I have a badge. This is a pretty good setup here. I could actually try to kill Hitler, but currently we're at a 5, and I want to get that down to a 3 with some more dice. I know I'm going to keep this card. I like this, I think. Is there anything here that removes? Yes. I'm going to do a dumpster dive to take this, so that's action 1. Well, actually 2. That's action 2. So I like these. I like this. Action 2. Action 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a discarded item tile. Don't know that that's going to help us. We're going to take another for our action 4. That is going to put us over, but this is a good one because it allows us to lower the military support in this city here. So we're going to hold that, and we're going to get rid of the black market card. And that'll complete Stauffenberg. And now we're going to move into stage 3. Move all Wehrmacht to Alderhorst. Now Klaus is that, so he will need to move. Not great. So he's going to move here automatically. Luckily, it won't be his turn, so maybe we can get him moved. All right, so let's start by drawing a card. Lower your suspicion by 1. That's action 1. Action 2, I'm going to take another card. If Hitler's military support is 5 or higher, add to the plot attempt. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna keep that card, and that's my action 3, because that'll be really good to get over here to Stauffenberg. I think we're actually doing pretty good here. So we're gonna pull this. It is a Gestapo raid, so not a great thing that just happened. Nobody's extreme. He doesn't need to worry about it, but he currently has 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's just going to throw him automatically to extreme unless I throw out cards. And there are no cards in descent. So it's not great, but it's not bad. He'll need to get his suspicion down a little, which I believe... I don't really see any way to do it other than the badge currently. That's okay. We'll figure that out. Okay, so that will end Hans. We'll move to Klaus. First, 1 suspicion, but he is at max. He has to discard an item. We'll throw away this map. He has to discard a card. Now that's the part I didn't like. We're going to get rid of this release order. So that'll go there. And then, do I have anything that gets me anything? No. I can get to Vienna, though. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4... then I could come back for explosives. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. So we're going to go... oh, actually, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go 1 and then 2. Because we're trying to still kill Hitler. So that's action 2. Action 3 is going to be to move to Prague. And action 4 is we're going to flip it over and see what it is. It's a badge. It's not really that helpful, but we can live with it. All right, so we will draw the card. This will be the key event. Sea Lion postpone. Reduce all conspirators' motivation by 1. So we're going to have to get him motivated more. He's still positive, so that's okay. And now we will move to Hans. All right, Hans really needs to try to do this or get him motivated. Hans is going to go all in on the conspire action. Pretty good, pretty good. Going to do that. And then for action, so 2 actions, we'll take a card. Draw up to 3 cards and raise your suspicion by 1. And we're going to do it. I'm going to take that as my action 2, and I'm going to draw 1 card. Shuffle all conspirator cards, including this one, back into... so that'll bring us to 6. Action 2, all conspirators gain 1 motivation, but I have to throw a card out. I'm going to throw this card out. And my 3 is move any deputies to any 1 space on the board. I'm going to keep that and get rid of this one. All right, so that will finish his turn, and we will draw the next one, which will move the key event. Targeted. Increase all conspirators' motivation by 1. Look at that. Move Himmler to Warsaw. Where is Warsaw? Warsaw is here, and reveal the item tile. It's a signature. All right, so Klaus. All right, so we still need to get this down. We currently can add a die here. That's good. We can decrease his support by 1. We can decrease his support by 1. So we can get it there. We need to be in Zurich or Stockholm. I think we can get to Zurich. 1, 2, 3. That would get us down by 1. But that would raise our suspicion. We need to get our suspicion down. That's the problem. All right, so we're going to worry about that first because I don't want to get a stop rate. So action 1 is to pick this up. Action 2, action 3, and action 4 will be to turn in this badge. That will lower our suspicion by 2. That'll complete that turn. And Germany bombed. Increase Hitler's support by 1. While this is current event, add 1 of the little military thing to all plot attempts. That's fine, I suppose. All right, we'll move back to Hans. Really want to get that support down. I think I'm going to take the conspire action with all 3 dice. Look, wow. So those come off. That's going to cause his suspicion to go down. And these two will go on, and we can lower military support. And that will be his turn. If key event is in play, which it is, we'll ignore this. Again. London bombed. Military support by 1 and move Hesse to Prague. And reveal the tile, but there is no tile. Things just keep undoing what we've already done. All right, we'll move back to Stauffenberg. I feel like maybe we should try a different plot. I really want to do this lone gunman plot, but it seems like the fates are conspiring against us. So we've got his support down. You know what? Let's go ahead and we have 4 actions. I think we can, if we do this right, we could actually attempt to try this right now. We need 1 action for that. We need a conspire action to try to lower this. Oh, we still need to be in Nuremberg for that. All right, I'm going to try a conspire action with 3 dice. Oh. Didn't work. This classified paper is going to go away, and you would ignore any, but that's fine. We did gain 3 actions out of it though. So, and we used 3, so we have 4 actions still. So that's pretty good. His suspicion will go up though, but we still have 4 actions. So we'll do this for 1 action to lower this. That's action 1. Action 2 is we're going to airplane access to Zurich. No, wait. That would be a horrible, horrible, horrible play for us, because then we'd be extreme. A Gestapo raid, we go to jail. We need to get our suspicion down. I wanted to have this. I'm going to action... What have we done? Now I've just lost myself. So we did an action 1, we did that. Action 2, we're going to do the badge. I wanted to keep the badge, but I think we're going to need it. That'll lower our suspicion to there. Then action 3, we'll do airplane access to here. And we still have 1 action, of which we will do this, decrease military support by 1. Because we're in Zurich. But we will go up 1 on suspicion because of being in Zurich. Okay, so we will draw. And visit from Hitler. Move Hitler to the space of the nearest conspirator. So he'll move here. If that one is alone, he may reduce both his motivation and suspicion to starting levels. Well, we're not going to do that. And now Hans loses 1 motivation because he is starting in here. But, well, didn't do any good. So I'm going to move him. I need to get more items. We're going to go 1 action, 2 action, 3 action. Okay, we can live with that. That's 3 actions. So we will draw a card. Visit from Goring. Move Goring to the space of the nearest conspirator. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I guess we will just go with this one. I think we'll go with the one that would be bad, because it'll be his turn next. If he's alone, he may discard any number of item tiles. For each item discarded, lowers his suspicion by 1, which we are not going to do. Well, we do have weapons here now, and because we're going to be starting with Goring, we're going to have to discard it anyway, so we are going to do it. So we'll discard this, weapons, to lower our suspicion. Alright, so now we'll move back to Stauffenberg. He has to discard an item. He doesn't have one, so that's good. Maybe we should stay put for a little bit. We'll draw a card. Action 1. Decrease military. That's action 1. Action 2. Another card. Another plot. Ooh, this one's an Abwehr. It'd be good for him. So that's action 2. Action 3 is we're going to move here, and then action 4 we're going to move here to Vienna. I think we're going to take the long way around. All right, so Berghoff retreat. Move Hitler, Himmler, Goebbels, and Bormann to Berghoff. It's going to be down here. So what would we need? We need Hitler, Goebbels, Himmler, and Bormann. Oh, so they're all moving down here. Discard that. And now we will move back to Hans. Okay, so Hans is pretty safe. We do really need those weapons. He can't move. He can move any two. He can lower his suspicion. He can take an item from anywhere on the board. None of that's really helpful, is it? He does need to reveal something, though. So we do still want to find a badge somewhere, hopefully. So I think he's going to move up here and reveal as a key. So that's 1, 2, and 3 will be the roll, which gave us 2 additional actions. So we will go 1 action, 2 actions. A plot. Explosives and keys. That's a pretty good one. It's a hidden bomb. So that's pretty good. All right. So we're going to assume this is bad. It is. It's a Gestapo raid, but we are both under low suspicion. He, of course, is still at positive, so nothing happens. He is going to go up 4. Even if I discard 1, I would still be going 3. I think I'm just going to take him all the way to extreme suspicion and deal with it. All dice on the descent track are lost, so that's not great. And that is done. Okay, so moving back here. So we really do need to deal with that. I'm going to do action 1, action 2, 3, 4. Hopefully nothing terrible happens. All right, so that is 4 actions, and now we will be moving into stage 4. Really have to hope that it's not the Gestapo raid. All right, so, oh, thank gosh. Surrenders, increase military support by 1 and move Himmler to Paris. So now we are opening up stage 4s. So Paris. I'm going to do 1, so we're in 4. That will raise my suspicion, but will move me up 2 motivation. So that's action 1. Action 2. Actually, that's action 1. I'm gonna do this. That's 4 actions. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just pick them up and move them towards me, right? All right, so Pearl Harbor attack. Decrease military support by 1. Remove the next 3 stage 4 event cards from the game without knowing what they are. 1, 2, 3. These are removed from the game. Hopefully they're the Gestapo raids, right? And remove the Hess token from the game. That's pretty good. So Hess is gone. And welcome the Allies to the war. Okay, so, or U.S. I'm not that great on that part of history. If it's Allies were before the U.S. or the U.S. joined the Allies, I don't know. I'm sure someone can tell me in the comments how that works. All right, so that ended that, and we will move back to Klaus. I still have this to decrease support. If I could get in the same spot with Hitler, you know what? I think we're going to try to kill him. So action 1 is to turn in this to reduce this to medium suspicion. And then the action 2, 3, 4. We still won't be able to do it, but I didn't want to do it at extreme. Oh, we don't have the weapons. Good call. Okay, so that was action 1. Action 2, 3, and 4 is... We'll take a card. Each time a conspirator uses the conspire action, you may place bullseyes on this card. If it's rolled, ignore any roll, discard this card, and return any dice. When 2 or more on this card, decrease Hitler's military support by 1 and return. Oh, nice. So that'll complete his turn. Key event is not in play. Decrease military support by 1. Move Hitler to Wolfschanz. Ooh, I think we're going to try for this pretty soon. And reveal the item tile, which there isn't one there. That was really happy that we didn't have the key event in play. So we'll move back to Hans. Hans is going to go 1 action, 2 actions, and for action 3 I'm going to try this. That gives me 3 additional actions. Move any 2 deputies to any 1 space on the board. Lower your suspicion by 1. So I have, what, 3 actions? So I'm going to, action 1, I'm going to give this card to him. He will throw out this card. That's action 1. Action 2 is I'm going to take this using this card here. It's poison. Didn't really help us, but it's fine. That's action 3. We should have 1 more action. I'm going to give these keys to him. Alright, that will complete his turn. Move Himmler to the space of the nearest conspirators. It's not good. Decrease motivation by 1. So now he can't carry out that plot. But I could do this. Actually, it will still be fine. So this will happen. We'll move to Klaus. I think we possibly are going to try to kill Hitler now. Okay, so we know we've got weapons. We won't have a badge, so we'll have that. But we'll be able to decrease that. So we'll get 3 dice total against a 3. I still just don't like it. I don't like our chances. I need more dice. It's going to take 1, 2 to get there. So I need 2. Let's draw a card. It's a plot card. I'm just going to discard it. And action 2. Take a discarded item tile. Doesn't really help us either. I need things that allow us to reroll dice. That's actually... This is a good one. We're going to throw this card out. And we have 1 more action. Also, I forgot that we went up 1 in suspicion. Action 3, and then I'm going to action 4. And that will complete that. Alright, so we'll draw. War Conference. Move Hitler and all deputies to Anlag Sud and reveal the item tile there. Play immediately when an event that requires Hitler to move is revealed. I'm going to actually do that right now. I'm going to play that. So all the deputies will move here, but Hitler will stay. He gets delayed. So they all move here, which is good. This item will get revealed. And this will go here. And the delay card will get played. So Hitler will stay in place. Alright, we'll move over to Hans. Hans is going to draw a card. It's a plot card. I'm not really worried about those at the moment. Instead of drawing an interrogation card, that's action 2. Action 3. Another plot card. That is not good. We'll throw that out. Alright, so that'll finish him off. Key events not in play. Military support by 1. And Goring moves there. That messed us up pretty bad. So starting his turn, he has to throw something out. And I really wanted the keys to lower here. So this is going to be thrown out. I could lower my suspicion here. This will lower him. This will go, you know what? No guts, no glory, right? Okay, so we discarded an item. We're going to move. We have 4 actions. So let's figure out how we want to play this. We're going to go 1, 2. Oh, wait. I have to be I have to be more motivated. It's not good. Oddly, he's the zealous one. Okay, well, we need more items is what we need. Signatures and poisons aren't going to do us any good. We don't want to be that suspicion. You know what? Okay, so I'm just really worried that we're going to get messed up here. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be to get a card. Plot and restricted cards do not raise your suspicion. Awesome. Okay. So that's actually worked out in our favor. Okay. Visit from Goebbels. Move Goebbels to the space of the nearest conspirators. 1, 2. Yep. So he'll move here. And all motivations for citizens, which we have none. Not great, not great, not great. We'll go here. Although he can handle this. So we have 3 actions. I don't want to cancel his ability, so what we're going to do is nothing for signatures, nothing for poisons. We're going to do action 1 to move any 2 deputies. We're going to move Goebbels here. And we're going to move Goring here. Just get them out of the way. Just in case I decide to end. So that's action 1. Action 2. Can I get to... Nope. Action 2 is going to draw a card. Action 3 is going to draw a card. Counts as an item. That's pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like that one. I don't like this one. Okay. So now we'll draw. Gestapo raid. No one's going to get arrested. He's still safe. He will go up to extreme, and no dice are on the descent track. So that will take care of the raid. And we will move to Klaus. Okay. This is a problem. Currently, we would have to roll perfect, basically. So he has 4. I could still do this. So I need 1, 2. I need 2 actions. So let's draw. We have 2 cards. Let's see if we can get something to lower our suspicion. All conspirators in your space lower their suspicion by 1. So that will do that. We'll do action 2. Oh, actually, he did not go up. He was safe. So he was at high. He didn't go to extreme, so he comes to medium. So that's 2 actions. So actually, we are fine. Sorry about that small mistake. All right, so we have 2 actions. Let's try. Oh, but we needed to do this. Well, let's take a risk. Let's see if we can roll some extra actions with Conspire, shall we? This will go to the scent track, and we get 1 extra action. So it didn't work out the way we wanted it to. We still have this going for us. And we'll draw 1 extra card. We'll try our kill next time. Okay, so we'll draw a card. It'll be the end of stage 4. Decrease military support by 2, which you can only go here. Remove the Hess token from the game, which has already been done. And while this is in effect, ignore 1 on all plot attempts. Ah, I so wish that it was his turn. Well, Stauffenberg's. I don't even think there's anything really for him to do unless he can do something to lower suspicion, maybe? Don't need any motivation, so Dissent's not going to do any good. I suppose we could draw cards. Yeah, we'll draw a card. Action 1. Reveal cards from the conspirator until you reveal it. I'll throw that out. That's 1. 2. Ooh, now that's interesting. That allows me to add 2 dice to any plot. That's action 2. Do I have any way to get together? Action 2, I'm going to go here for action 3. We want to try to pick that up in 1 turn. I think we can do this. So we're going to move into stage 5. Provided nothing goes really bad for us, let's see what happens. Rommel defeated. The guys go to number 1. Remove the next 2 stage 5 cards from the game. Maybe they're Gestapo raids. That'd be great, right? 1, 2. So these are going to be removed. And then we will move over to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg is going to go 1, 2. I'm going to pick this up for 3, throwing this out. So 3. And let's take a risk here. I need 1 extra action. So if we can roll a 2 or a 3 on this, on a Conspire action. We didn't, but that's fine. So that'll complete his turn. So if nothing goes terrible for us, we'll be able to move in and make a really nice attempt at trying to kill Hitler. So we'll draw the next card. It is increased military support by 1, of which I'm still okay with. Move all Wehrmacht to Borisov. Okay, that will be fine. So he needs to move there. Move to Sevis. We can't lower any suspicion. We could just try to conspire. Why not? Maybe we can lower this again. We do, so that will be lowered. But we will raise our suspicion by 2. So he could be getting arrested here in a minute. We'll see what happens. No raid, no raid, no raid. Perfect. Move Hitler, Berman, and Goebbels to Berghof. Well, that's not good for us, because we won't be able to get there. So Hitler, Goebbels, and Bormann all move here. And we were so close. We were this close. It's one thing about the game. It constantly feels like it's evading you. Okay, so starting here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can't even get there. We need to be able to move. Let's draw a card and hope for the best, right? I need like maybe an airplane. Ignore. That's really nice during a plot attempt. So we know we want this and this and this and this and this. So I guess this is what we'll get rid of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This we need, this we need, this we need, this we need, and this we need. So that's action 1, 2, 3, 4. Because then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So let's hope nothing bad happens again. We'll draw. Gestapo raid. Well, we still have this, so we're good. Except for the fact that Hans is going to jail. So Hans will be arrested. Which is actually good, because it means I'll get to show you how an arrested player's turn works. Anybody who's arrested, but currently I am safe, so nothing on the scent track, so that's all that's going to happen. But that will end his turn. So now we're going to do a jail turn. So an arrested player, first he has to discard all restricted cards. He has 3 of them in his hand, and for each of these he has to just do an unrestricted card. Actually he's going to have to discard all of his cards. It's not great, but we'll deal with it. Okay. Then we're going to roll a die to resist interrogation. So we are currently at Zealous. Now that means only the eagle symbol is going to fail. So we'll here. And this was the best result for us. So on this or 1 to 3 we're resisted, so we won't be drawing from the interrogation deck. And if you roll this symbol, you're released. So he will get released to Gestapo HQ and his suspicion set to high. So that worked out. But that will finish his turn, and we will draw and resolve a card. Now, this is going to be the key event, Russian setback. Decrease by 1, which we can't do. Remove the next 2 stage 5s from the game. And while this is an event, we will be ignoring one of the little suspicion icons during plot attempts. So we'll move back to Klaus, and you know what? Let's go for it. Let's try to kill Hitler, shall we? So action 1, 2, 3, and it's nice because if we do this, we'll kill them all. So that's 3. We have 1 action left. We don't need to worry about this because we're at minimum support. This is perfect, not an action. This is an ongoing, not an action. So everything we have, so we don't need to do this. So we are going to enact a plot. So lone gunman, conspirator must be in the same plot as Hitler, which we are. You must be reckless, zealous, because it is reckless. We are. That will gain us 1 die for the attempt. We are going to be doing this officer recruited, which will allow us to add 2 to any plot we initiate. It is not an action. Then, if we are Wehrmacht, which we are, we get a die added to the plot attempt. For weapons, we get a die, so we're going to add these weapons. That'll get us another die. If we had a badge, we'd be able to do some ignores, but we don't. We will have the ability to re-roll during, so we'll hold on. So we are going to be rolling the 5 dice, as I said, and what we're looking to do is we're looking to get 3 or more of this bullseye symbol while getting 2 or less of the little eagle symbol, and this we can play to offset this, so we'll just do that. All right, so we're going to roll. Let's kill Hitler. And we did it first try without even needing to re-roll anything. Had we rolled anything, we'd had this quick reaction card here, and we'd had this. But we rolled 3. Therefore, we match this. So to succeed, you must roll equal to higher. So our plan succeeds, and we have taken out Hitler. I know, it kind of feels anticlimactic, except, wait for it, victory! We have a victory card. Now this card is whenever you win, you take a picture of your group at the back of this card and announce triumph on social media. Now I'm not going to do that, but I am going to flip over this card and say, we killed Hitler. I'm glad you guys could join me for this playthrough of Black Orchestra. There were a couple bumps here and there. I really thought that we were going to do this earlier, and then I for a while thought we were going to fail miserably, but in the end we were successful. This was on the standard difficulty, but I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care.